Most gardeners are surprised to discover that something as simple and ordinary as baking soda, sitting quietly in the kitchen, can completely change the way their gardens grow. This humble white powder can be a friend or foe, depending on how you use it. The real magic lies in understanding exactly what happens when baking soda meets soil, plants, and pests. Once you know its powers and its limits, you'll never look at it the same way again. At its core, baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, a naturally alkaline substance. When introduced to soil, it can slightly raise pH levels, making acidic soils less hostile to certain plants. However, it is not a long-term soil conditioner like lime, and, heavy use can create salt buildup which damages plant roots. The secret is moderation. For quick pH adjustment in very small garden beds or containers, a diluted baking soda solution can offer a temporary buffer against acidity, but using it heavily across the entire garden can disturb the soil ecosystem and weaken plants over time. One of the best-known uses of baking soda in gardening is as a natural fungicide. It works by altering the surface pH of leaves, making it difficult for fungal spores to spread and thrive. This is particularly helpful against common problems like powdery mildew, black spot on roses, or early blight on tomatoes. To create an effective spray, mix 1 tablespoon of baking soda with 1 gallon of water and add a few drops of liquid soap to help it stick to the leaves. Spray lightly on affected plants once a week, preferably in the early morning or late evening to avoid leaf burn from the sun. This simple formula can save crops and ornamentals from fungal devastation without resorting to harsh chemicals. Gardeners have long whispered about the ability of baking soda to make vegetables taste better, especially tomatoes. By slightly reducing acidity around the plant roots, baking soda can enhance the sweetness of fruits grown in acidic soil. The method is simple. Just sprinkle a very light dusting of baking soda around the base of tomato plants once or twice during the season and water it in. Baking soda also shows promise as part of natural pest control. While it won't eliminate every insect problem, it can deter ants and cockroaches, which, really dislike the powdery texture. Some gardeners mix baking soda with sugar and place small amounts near ant trails, where it disrupts their digestive systems. More effectively, a diluted spray, 1 teaspoon of baking soda in 1 quart of water, can help deter chewing pests like cabbage worms and beetles when applied directly to leaves. The key is consistency. Pests are, honestly, a lot less likely to establish themselves in areas regularly treated with baking soda solutions. Another overlooked benefit of baking soda is its ability to clean without harming the environment. Dirty tools, grimy pots, and greenhouse surfaces can spread diseases from one season to the next. Scrubbing them with a paste of baking soda and water not only cleans but also disinfects naturally, preventing the buildup of harmful microbes. Unlike bleach or other harsh chemicals, baking soda rinses away easily and won't corrode metal or leave harmful residues in your soil. Every seasoned gardener knows that compost piles can sometimes smell unpleasant, especially when the balance of green and brown material is off. Sprinkling baking soda lightly over the pile can help neutralize strong odors without slowing down the decomposition process. This is particularly useful in small gardens or urban settings where neighbors may complain about smells. Just be careful not to add too much, as overuse could make the compost pile too alkaline and slow microbial activity. While baking soda has many benefits, it is not a cure-all. You see, excessive use can harm plants by increasing soil salinity, interfering with nutrient uptake, and creating imbalances that weaken root systems. It should be seen as a short-term helper rather than a long-term solution. For lasting soil improvement, organic matter, compost, and balanced fertilizers remain the gardener's true allies. Baking soda works best when used strategically for specific problems rather than as a general amendment. You know, the difference between success and disappointment really lies in how carefully you measure and apply it. Always dilute baking soda when spraying plants, and remember to stick to the safe formula of 1 tablespoon per gallon of water with a few drops of liquid soap. For pest deterrents, a weaker mix of 1 teaspoon per quart of water is enough. For cleaning, just use it in paste form with just enough water to spread easily. Remember that less is more. Test sprays on a small section of leaves before treating the entire plant, and, never apply in the heat of the day when sunlight can intensify the risk of leaf burn. Baking soda in the garden is a tool of precision, not abundance. It can fight fungi, freshen compost, clean tools, deter pests, and even sweeten tomatoes when used thoughtfully. Yet its misuse can harm the very plants you're trying to protect. Approach it with the same respect you give to fertilizers, pesticides, and other amendments. Think of it as a quick fix for common problems rather than a universal solution. If you found these insights valuable, don't keep them to yourself. Share them with fellow gardeners who may be overlooking this humble powder's potential. And if you want more practical, science-backed gardening tips that truly work, hit that subscribe button and join our growing Master Gardener community. Together, we'll keep turning small discoveries into big harvests.